You just moved your dad into a senior living community. He was totally on board with the move, and everything went smoothly. But the next time you visit, you find out that he hates eating in the dining room. Of course, you're like, but Dad, all 3 meals are included. Is it the food, the people? I'm your host, Valerie Borgman, and sometimes the answer isn't what we expect. Welcome to Desperately Seeking Senior Living, a podcast for sons, daughters, grandkids, and spouses who suddenly find themselves tangled in the search for senior living and care. If you like today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and check out our doable download in today's show notes for a printable summary of the show and a bonus tip from our guest. You're listening to our doable tips, short answers to your questions. Don't see your question listed? Send us a note. Then don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an answer. Hi, and welcome to the show. So, from the title of this week's episode, you can guess why some seniors hate eating in the dining room of a senior living community. And full disclosure, I suffer from hearing loss too. It all goes back to childhood for me and a lot of ear infections. And it's very possible you've been in a conversation with me in a crowded or noisy room and thought to yourself, I don't think she understood what I said. It absolutely happens. Of course, as we age, our hearing can get worse. Many of our clients suffer from hearing loss, and many families have shared their struggles with hearing aids. My mom refuses to wear them, or dad keeps losing them and they're so expensive. Or we hear other things like, Dad isn't very social anymore, but he used to be the life of the party. Or, I don't know if Dad can live in senior living. He has to have the TV up really loud. And I can relate to that one too. Aside from care needs, socialization is one of the most common reasons families choose to move their parents from their home. And it makes sense. Home can be lonely if you're the only one there, even if you're visiting your mom and dad every day. You know what else is lonely? When you can't hear the conversation and you're tired of saying, "What?" every time someone speaks. But hearing loss is usually progressive. And so for most families, it's just something they get used to, talking louder or repeating yourself. And we can also get very good at covering our hearing loss. Most of the time, hearing loss isn't something that we talk about when we're helping families move to a senior living community. It isn't something that gets brought up. Because let's face it, like we mentioned earlier, you're probably considering this move because of other, what would be considered more important care needs, like medication management or making sure that your mom or dad has a good meal in a safe environment. But the sad truth is that if there's significant hearing loss, it can really impact that day to day care as well as those social interactions. So, here are a few things to try to make this an easier transition and a better experience for everyone. First of all, assess the situation. What level of hearing loss is there? Is there a better ear? Better hearing aids available? Do the hearing aids just need to be cleaned? Or does your loved one need help maintaining them and putting them in? How does your mom feel about her hearing loss? After you know what the obstacles are, you can come up with a plan. I worked with one family whose mom refused to wear hearing aids. So we looked at headphones with a microphone attached. That way, the staff and family simply spoke into the microphone, and their mom was able to hear a little better. And I'll put a link to one of those products that I'm talking about in show notes. It's something you can find on Amazon. With technology, there are so many options, including Bluetooth headphones for that loud TV. I also totally get it. There's a stigma with things like walkers and hearing aids. We might need them, but it can be difficult to face that fact. It makes us feel like we're getting older, and we are. The next thing to do is communicate with staff and work together to make things a bit easier. Is there a quieter area of the dining room where your mom can sit so that it's easier to hear? Try to make sure she's at that table and sitting in such a way that favors her better ear. Now, this isn't always possible because some communities have assigned seating, but it's definitely worth bringing up before move in day. The more time they have, the easier it will be to make some of these changes. The other thing you can do is ask to add the cleaning and care of the hearing aids to the care plan. This should ensure that they're being cleaned, batteries changed, and that they're put in properly as well. And make sure all staff know which ear is that better ear. There are also cards you can get to help remind the staff that your mom or dad has hearing loss. And these are also great for them to hand out when the community has outings like going out to eat. Of course, this all depends on your loved one's level of comfort with their own hearing loss. But with new technology, assistance with that technology, communication, and having a plan in place, it can help improve the senior community experience, the care, making friends, and even that dining room. Today's episode is brought to you by ClearPath Senior Living Solutions. ClearPath helps families find assisted living, memory care, and other resources. Find our contact information in today's show notes. Check out this episode's doable download in show notes for details, including industry terms and definitions we discussed, as well as a bonus tip from our guest. Have questions or your own tips to share? Leave us a message. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, make it doable.